Greetings, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am the Moon Mama. Welcome to our Nodal Masterclass. Let me tell y'all, there is so much going on astrologically right now. I don't even know where to begin. I'm just here. Okay? I'm just here having a conversation. We're going to have a conversation about the astrology. I'm going to make some cacao and do a cacao ceremony. Right now, I am just preparing the space, right? So with the candle, the white candle today, because it's a moon day. Today is the day that the moon rules, and the moon is currently in Capricorn. The sun is in Pisces. So we are with Capricorn energy, because Capricorn is the place where Pluto just left. We have been in the process of this is sandalwood, and sandalwood is an essence that is ruled by the moon. So I'm just put a little sandalwood there. Got my candle burning. Just honor the fire, honor the essence of the earth. Just giving thanks, because there's so much going on right now. There's so much going on right now astrologically that the best thing to do is just relax. The best thing to do is just relax. So now I'm gonna take you all with me while I make a cacao. I'm gonna have a cacao ceremony this morning. So let me talk about some of the things that are going on astrologically. Mars just turned direct yesterday, which means Mars is in Cancer. Mars rules our, this is my cacao. So I'm gonna put, Mars rules our will. And our will is our ability to be ourselves in this reality. Your will, and when we would pray, we would say, "Thy will be done," right? Thy will, your willpower, your force, your strength, your self, your body. Mars is all of that. And it's been in Cancer, and Cancer's our emotions and our feelings and our home and our inner world. And so while Mars has been retrograde and in Cancer, I have been reorganizing my house. I bought a new refrigerator, reorganizing to accommodate who I'm becoming and letting go of who I've been. And what that looked like I've lived in this place for the last 13 years, 14 years. And I have been learning and studying and growing. And now I have a greater level of mastery. So I'm not heavy in education mode in the way that I had been. I'm still learning, because we're always still learning, but I'm making my home be something that accommodates my new level of experience. So I'm going to put some mushroom, mud water in the mix with the chocolate nuggets, the cacao. I use cacao, and I'm having so many conversations. I realize I'm having a conversation about the astrology and myself. I use cacao to open the heart. I feel like, I know it's true. In the Western world, we are very, in the Western world, our hearts are closed. Our capacity to be empathic and empathetic is shut down because we live from a perspective that the external world is the real world, is what it is. So that gives us the idea that we are often in competition with one another. And those experiences of competition show up in our gender conversations. They show up in race conversations. They show up in, our ideology as far as our identities. It's all of this is about our inability to understand that we are one, that there's only one thing going on here. And whatever we think about the other, that thought is happening in our minds. And so because it's happening in your mind, it's happening to you. That that scripture in Christianity where it says, "Judge not, so that you will not be judged," because the judgment is happening in your head of another. Say Trump, for instance, right? He's wrong. He's this. He's that. That judgment then makes that experience real in your life. We don't understand that oneness is the only thing that's happening, and that love is the only true transformational agent here. You cannot shift something through resistance. You only create more of it. And this is a matter of the heart. So I do cacao ceremonies to open my fucking heart so that I won't be such a fucking bitch. And this is Bobasana, which is an herb from the Amazon forest that helps the heart open. Elderberry is also good to help the heart open. Cinnamon is also good to help open the heart. Rose, the herb, all of these are things to help open the heart. So I won't be a fucking bitch. Because if I don't, I'm not nice. I'm a Virgo, y'all. And as a Virgo, I gotta say, I don't really like the human experience is challenging for me. With a Pisces rising, Virgo with a Pisces rising, the human experience is very challenging for me. And I would say that it probably is for most of you all. But most of us accommodate it in all manner of ways. So, I'm adding my milk. This is walnut milk, and it's just walnuts and water. And I'm almost out of it, so I need more. So while we are in the Capricorn Moon, this is our Nodal Masterclass, the Capricorn Moon with the Sun in Pisces. So all the astrological things. Venus is about to go retrograde. Venus is about to head into a retrograde starting on March 1st. What does that mean? Venus retrograde in Aries Venus is not happy in Aries, because Aries is, first of all, very much a novice and reactive, and Venus is relationship, and Venus is money, and Venus is love and sensuality, and Aries is not any of those things, right? But how do we use this energy? We use this energy to get clearer about our own identity and how we feel about ourselves. That's what we do. We get clear about how we feel about ourselves while Venus is retrograding in Aries and Pisces. We allow ourselves to become more acquainted with our true identity, who we really are. Now, I know these are very ephemeral concepts, but what it takes is curiosity. You have to be curious about how you're feeling, why you're feeling what you're feeling, curious about where you're from, your parents, why, literally become an investigator in your own experience. Become curious about who you are so that you will have the authority. If you know who you are, then nobody can tell you who you are. That's the point. If you know what you're up to and what you're good at and what you're here for, then nobody can tell you what that is. And that's the point of this. The point of this is for you to have dominion and have authority over your system, over your energy, over your emotions, over your mind, over your body, so that your energy is not being commandeered by external forces, which is external authority, which is the energy of Capricorn. So I finished my pot, and now I'm going to just pour it in. Yum, 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 yummy. I don't know if I mixed it well enough. I didn't put my blender in it like I generally do. All right. So now I have my cacao. You know, they say um, Americans die of heart attack more than any other disease because we are functioning in the idea that separation is real. And separation is an illusion. So, oh, okay. Cacao. I'm having many conversations at once. But before I sip my cacao, I want to give thanks. I want to give thanks for the hands that prepared the medicine, those who grew it, the earth that prepared it. Thank you. And giving thanks for the medicine within the cacao to assist me in opening my heart, releasing the dark shadows of separation and fear and the other, and the idea that something is out there to get me, the belief that I'm separate, that I am not the creator of my reality, that I might open my heart to the truth that I am the creator of myself. I have authority over everything that comes in and out of my life, that nothing has dominion over me except that I give it away. So for this, I'm grateful and I thank you to the wisdom of the plant that truly helps me get free. Thank you. Oh my God, that is so good. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate with honey, cinnamon, mushrooms is delicious. Okay, so with the moon today in Capricorn, Capricorn is the energy of authority. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is currently in Pisces, where the sun is. So, what's happening right now is this really interesting experience because Pisces rules the subconscious, the invisible realm. And it's a very nebulous energy. It's like the ocean, right? And that is the governing force of us all. Like our subconscious really is what is running us. And most of us don't relate to the subconscious. And how you relate to the subconscious is by the waters, right? The waters and your dreams, and it's ephemeral. So that's why I do rituals. That's why I burn a candle and talk to my ancestors so that I can create a connection to the invisible, to that which is unknown, uncertain, that which is the essence of who we are, the spirit, right? That's Pisces. That's what we're up to. Got Marvin Gaye in the back singing, Save the Babies. And so, how we save anything is by saving ourselves, understanding that we are our own saviors, right? So, with Capricorn and Saturn and Pisces, we are bringing our subconscious realm into the 3D reality. Capricorn is cause and effect, y'all. Capricorn is what you put out, you get back. Capricorn is karma. And we think these are negative. We think karma is negative, but karma is just the momentum. Karma just means where you have been putting most of your energy and attention. And so now it's coming back. And so if you haven't cleaned up your family karma, if you haven't cleaned up the stuff that your mama did and her mama did and her mama did and your daddy did, you haven't cleaned it up in your own system, you are destined to repeat it, especially with the Pisces energy, because all that's ancestral stuff and Capricorn is authority, right? So you want to begin to reprogram. You want to begin to reprogram your own self. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're reprogramming ourself, right? And that's why you ask, why am I feeling this? Why am I thinking this? What is this thought about? Have I thought this before? So that is that. So there's so many things happening. I'm all over the place. I was talking about Venus retrograde a few minutes ago in Aries, right? And I talked about how that's about questioning yourself. And so back to the same thing, because the questioning is an act of authority. To question something is to develop your authority, to question yourself. Why am I doing this? Like a parent will come to a child and go, why are you doing this? Or a teacher, or what is this? It's to activate your own authority in your own system. Why do I feel this? Why is this illness here? Why is this behavior this way? You are establishing authority in your own consciousness by questioning. I'm blessed to have a mother and a grandmother. I've been. Oh, they so happy. They're lucky to have you have these hard conversations. That is so fantastic. So this is the conversation about authority, right? The questions, and with Venus in retrograde, because Aries is so reactive. Aries is just before something happens, right? This Aries is like putting your hand in fire. The moment you put your hand in the fire, you're gonna. But Aries is like that with everything. So we want to question, why am I feeling this? Rather than just reacting, oh, I just reacted. Why did I react that way? This will slow your energy down and begin to activate another focus of authority. It'll develop something. If you're just not, you won't just be pulled. If you go, why am I doing it? It'll help you develop it. Okay. So that's one thing that's happening. Mars just went retrograde, just went direct. So Mars going direct in Cancer means there's a whole lot of emotional momentum now. There's a whole lot of energy. And I notice in my own life, like I'm having a really challenging time staying in my focus. And so I have to write down the things I'm doing every day. I have to make sure I get them done before I go to bed. And if I don't do them, I put it on the list for the next day so that I don't get washed away entirely, so that I don't lose my whole game plan right now. Because with the sun in Pisces for 25 more days, and we're in eclipse season, things are getting washed away. Okay. Things are getting washed away. So you want to focus on the things that you don't want to get washed away. And so that means not focusing in the negative, right? So if you want your struggles with money to be washed away, focus on being abundant. What does it look like to be abundant? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What do you eat when you're abundant? Who are you talking to when you're abundant? You want to focus the energy towards abundance. It's a mental thing that you're focusing, right? You're saying, okay, I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to think about this over here. And then that will assist you in really beginning to channel your energy in a new direction. But you got to be where you are. So if you're in a place where you feel really bad, because the moon is going into the dark right now, we're about to head into a new moon in Pisces, which is about to be incredible because Neptune is there, the North Node is there, Saturn is there, Mercury is there right now. So this subconscious realm is getting activated because all these planets, all these energies are in the subconscious. So your cause and effect, what you've been putting out, is about to come back. Okay. And so your job right now is to hold the energy through your system of authority. Where do you want to land? How do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? Right. And you can write it down, do whatever you need to do. But the best thing to do for this is rituals, because the sun is in Pisces. And so as like maybe you want to heal your relationship with your mother, you would do some sort of ritual for it. Make sure that you're blessing the waters, talking to the waters. Today is Monday. We do our spiritual bath on Mondays. The The sun is in Pisces. Rub your feet, get on the earth, do some energy breath work while you're on the earth. Capricorn is an earth sign. You are building a structure, and you might not be clear about what those structures are yet. That's okay. That's normal because we're just getting started. We're only 16 months into this thing, right? We're only 1 month into a 18-month cycle. We're only 1 month into an 18-month cycle. Almost 2 months now, actually. So we're just getting started. We really are just getting started. The South Node is in Virgo, and the South Node in Virgo is saying it's time to let go of things that are harming you. Yes, it's time to let go of things that you're doing that are harming you. It's time to release yourself from patterns and behaviors that you just have outgrown. They just don't serve you anymore. They just are unnecessary, right? Like I've had behavior patterns of, oh my gosh, there's a part of me that is such a little girl, you guys. I mean, maybe you guys can see that people often feel like, oh, you're so young, youthful, but I am a 3-year-old, okay? Like the little girl in me who wasn't parented, whose parents were asleep at noon when I hadn't eaten yet. The little girl in me is still here, and I love to just like collapse and be like a rag doll. Like I love it. I love to be like somebody else has got it. Like because I never had that. Like I have always been on. I have always been, at 2 I was making sure, at 3, at 5, I was always doing it. So there's a part of me that really loves ragdoll, that really loves and trusting that somebody is going to carry me and get it. And it's time for me to let her go. The ragdoll, she can come out sometime, but not when you are running a business and building a community and assisting hundreds and thousands of people and doing their own healing work. You cannot be, I don't get to be a rag doll anymore. But there are places where I will create that are safe for me to be a rag doll. But it's not going to be a dominant energy in my life anymore. This is Cree Summers, you guys. Cree Summers from how come I can't think of the name of that show right now? A Different World, from a Different World. She had an album out years ago. I don't know if she's had more than one, but she had one album out that I loved so much. She had a song that was so profound. Um, I don't want to be on here DJing because that's not what this is about. But Cree Summers, so you guys should check out her album though. Yay! Yes, that's the Gemini moon. I have a 1 degree Gemini moon, so I am a child. I really am, and I love it. I really do. But the way it functions inside of me, it it gives my power away is what it does. It literally says, I'm not going to do it, somebody else do it. And like a child, which I appreciate and I deserve that when it's appropriate. So what is it that you are letting go of? What is showing up for you that just doesn't serve any longer in your personality, in your way of being? One of the other things that doesn't work for me any longer, I have a I have experienced myself as having a profound sort of reaction to the earth realm. Many years ago, I used to see a woman. We're still friends, and I still see her. Jackie, she does sacrocranial work, so incredible. And what sacrocranial is, I think it's like it aligns your energy and your system and your fascia. Like many of us are just out of alignment, and we have practiced behaviors that have exacerbated us being out of alignment emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychologically. Our shadows just out of alignment, just fractured. And so I have worked with her to help realign my energy. And one time I was on her table, she put on her gloves, her hand gloves, and she stuck her finger up, like her thumb, in the back of my mouth, and she said, "Start to pull, like you're sucking." And I started to suckle, and she said, you were born into an environment where the things that you were exposed to were not congruent with your system. So it's almost like you were in an environment where you were always taking on things that were poisonous to you at the subconscious level. And how that shows up in my daily life is that I have this profound resistance to reality, where everything I come in contact with, I have a thing that shows up in me that's like, no. First, there's a no first. There's a skepticism, there's a resistance first. And I'm working to release that. I'm working to shift that into something else, because it has it has served me, but it doesn't serve any longer. It has to go now. So as we recognize ourselves, as we take responsibility for who we are inside, and we begin to reorganize our energies inside, alchemize them from the internal realm, the external will begin to show up in a different way. So as I organize this part of me that has had a natural resistance to reality because of the way that I was born and the environment I was born in, as I organize that and see that there's a narrative in my mind that's a subtle, silent narrative that's like, what is that? What they doing? How come that's happening? That ain't right. I don't like that. It's in there. It's like my grandmother's voice, right? And so I am giving myself permission to soften so that I can witness it, so that I can love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for being such a defender of me. Thank you so much for protecting me. Thank you so much for doing such a good job at making sure none of these motherfuckers got in too close when they didn't deserve to be here. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. And then when I stop resisting, something else will begin to show up in my reality. I will just that's how it works. That's it. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Um, if you need any support, you can book your readings, your coaching sessions at healwithmoonmama.com. I got money everywhere, y'all. As far as you can see, wealth. And it's not about money. It's about abundance. It's about connection. It's about community. It's about the experience of oneness and knowing that I'm one with all that is, the shadow, the light, the dark. I'm one with the Trumps of the world, and I'm one with the Obamas of the world, if that's what y'all, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, I'm one with all of it. And because I'm not in resistance to anything, I can say, this is how this is going to be. Because I am not resisting. You cannot be at odds with reality. And I'm teaching myself how to do it. It is not a small task to undo this stuff, starting with the heart and the mind, and really just beginning to morph into a new thing, because the sun is in Pisces and we can. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love y'all very much. Bye bye.